I know it's a delayed response to the 4-0 victory versus West Ham, but guys, I just had to give my thoughts on the game, man. What's up, Rich Squad? It's your boy Dominic Rich, man. Welcome back to the channel. 4-0 on the road versus West Ham United. Another emphatic victory. Like, guys, every week it's like formality. It's like we expect Man City to blow teams apart every single week. Last time around, 3-1 versus Man United, 6-0 versus Shakhtar, 6-1 versus Southampton, 2-0 versus Fulham in the League Cup, 1-0 versus Tottenham, on that really nasty field, 3-0 versus Shakhtar, 5-0 versus Burnley, a 0-0 versus Liverpool. That's a big result. 2-1 versus Hoffenheim, 2-0 versus Brighton, 3-0 versus Oxford United, 5-0 versus Cardiff, and that loss versus Olympic Lyon was, the only blemish this season. But, Man City, man, who's going to stop us? Who is going to stop us this season? A lot of people think it's Liverpool, but I think no one is going to stop us this season. No one. So, West Ham versus Man City. 4-0. In this match, Pep Guardiola chose to start with Ederson in goal. We had Otamendi and Laporte in the centre-back positions, with Kyle Walker at right-back, Fabian Delph at left-back, deputizing for the yet again injured Benjamin Mendy. He will be out for about 3 months, Remember, he missed almost all of last season with a knee injury, and he has another knee injury, and, frustrating because he was really doing well this season. I think he picked up 5 assists in the league so far. So he will be missed, but he will be around with his humor and everything on social media, and keeping the morale high in the camp. So Delph did a really good job. Delph transformed into a left back last season by Pep Guardiola, and he has improved so much as a player. He also had an injury scare in this match, so I hope he's good. There was Fernandinho in his usual, holding midfield position with Ilkay Gundogan and David Silva, man, the maestro in the middle of the field. Leroy Sané, oh my God, this kid is ridiculous. He just keeps getting better and better in the left wing position. We had Sterling over at right. Like, Sterling was the man pulling the strings today. Like, he can't do anything wrong right now. He's just been awesome, He's just been getting on the score sheet, getting assists. And if he continues like this, Sterling, player of the season. I'm calling it right now. If he continues like this, Sterling will win player of the season, racking up the assists and the goals, and just for his maturity. And then we had Sergio Aguero, the lone man up top. He wasn't so influential today. He didn't get the chances, and, it was an off day for Man City's record goal scorer. So, for West Ham, though, Pellegrini coming up against his old club. He won a title with Man City, and, he's now at West Ham, who is struggling a bit this season. 13th in the table right now. Let me tell you how many points they have. It's not a lot. 12 points. 12 points from what I can recall. 3 wins and 3 draws so far this season. So it's an okay season. They actually recovered from an early slump, but they need to do a lot more work if they have to survive this season. But I think West Ham should survive. In this match, West Ham tried to take the game to City, and they did so really well. But only one thing was lacking: an end product. Mikel Antonio and Arnautovic really threatened, but there was no end product in sight. City's first goal came through David Silva in the 11th minute. Kyle Walker, he found Sterling, whose deflected cross found David Silva, who put it in the back of the net with a nice cheeky flick. And it was 1-0 for City. And this is David Silva's 4th goal in as many matches. So he's been in really good form this season with the assists and chipping in with the goals, I was telling someone the other day that David Silva has a lot of goals for Spain, and no one would really think that, but he knows how to get them in the back of the net. Man City went 2-0 up in the 19th minute. Sane, he went one-on-one with Zabaleta, run past him, cut it back for Sterling for the tap-in, and Masuaku, he had a terrible game. Terrible game. He was not, staying close to Sterling. It's like he was switching off. Who knows, he was ball watching, watching Man City just pass the ball around so brilliantly, maybe wishing he was, playing for them and getting the tutelage of Pep Guardiola maybe. But after those 2 goals, West Ham had their chances. They had their chances, but they weren't able to put them away. Arnautovic had a chance, Antonio had a chance, but Ederson came up big. 34th minute. Sane with the 3rd goal. Fernandinho with a beautiful lofted cross to find Sterling again. How many times am I going to say his name? And Sterling just laid over nicely to Sane, who just wiggles his way through the defense. He dummies the keeper, dummies the defender with his right foot, and then just pull it back on his left and put it in the back of the net for the 3rd goal. At that point, I was like, oh man, how many are we going to score today? After that Delph, he had an injury scare. The West Ham players were tackling really, rash. They were coming in with a lot of rash tackles, especially Arnautovic. But I think the boys survived today. West Ham had a really good approach to the game, but as I said earlier, they were lacking the end product. It was 3-0 at halftime. It was a bit more quiet in the second half, but City was still knocking the ball around. They were still, completing a lot of passes. And, Antonio, he had another chance again, one-on-one with Ederson, a shot he put wide. So it could have been a game where we could have seen City 3 up, West Ham 2 up, and it would have, set it up for a very, very exciting finish. In this match, we saw Foden coming on, Mahrez coming on, and Gabriel Jesus for Sterling, Aguero, and Gundogan. You have these guys coming off the bench. It's awesome, man. It's awesome. Everyone playing well right now for City. And they just put the final nail in West Ham's coffin in the 3rd minute of extra time when Jesus, that was a similar goal to the one versus Man United. Many passes led up to that goal, and Jesus laid it off to Sane, who beautiful volley, and 4-0 City. Fabianski, man, poor Fabianski. He was not to blame for any of those goals. It could have been more. Could have been more. Lucky that it was only 4. So another win in the bag for Man City. It's like the same thing over and over again. These teams are not challenging us. They're not challenging us. Top of the table right now, 35 freaking points, still unbeaten in the league. Awesome stuff. So we had other games today, guys. Man United drew versus Crystal Palace. It was a 0-0 match, And I think Man United were lucky to pick up a point from that game. Roy Hodgson and his men, really good result. They need it. They need every point they can get right now. Man United currently 7th in the league table, 21 points. We have Crystal Palace 15th with 9 points. So Crystal Palace has a lot more work to do. They need at least, let's say, 29 more points if they're going to survive the drop this season. Next, we have Fulham versus Southampton. Claudio Ranieri's first match in charge of Fulham. He's back in the Premier League after Slavica Jokanovic was sacked. They brought in Ranieri, the man who won the 15-16 English Premier League title with Leicester City, and he started things off with a bang. It was a 3-2 victory. It was one exciting game. I saw the highlights at the end. It was a really good game to watch, and those who saw it must have really enjoyed it. Alexander Mitrovic coming up big again, man. The Serbian does know how to put him in the back of the net. So with that win, Fulham They have 8 points now. That's only their second win this season, and they're 19th. Still in the relegation zone, but that's a good sign. A W, second win in 13 games. Good stuff. Southampton, though. 17th, Mark Hughes' team has 8 points as well. So these teams have a lot of work to do. Southampton avoided the drop last season, barely avoided the drop, and Fulham, as you know, they were promoted. Brighton versus Leicester City, 1-1. Glenn Murray with the goal. He has now scored 100 goals for Brighton, and they gave him a golden shoe at the beginning of the game, and it was really nice to commemorate his 100 goal celebration with another goal. So awesome stuff, man. He just actually got his contract renewed again, and I think Glenn Murray's like 35 years old, and he's doing much better job than most of these strikers in the Premier League. So Brighton must feel unlucky that they did not win this game. Leicester was able to equalize after going down to 10 men. James Maddison picking up a yellow card and then picking up another for diving, for simulation. That was an awful dive, guys. If you ever seen an awful dive, that one has to go down as one of the classics. So Brighton, big 1 point there. They go up to 15 points. They're in 12th. So Brighton, not too shabby this season. And for Leicester, doing a bit better. They're 10th, 18 points. So not bad at all. Not bad at all for the 2015-16 champs. I can't wait till Fulham meets Leicester again. That would be one hell of a freaking game. The other match, we saw Everton defeating Cardiff 1-0. Everton is doing really well right now. I heard them say this is their 4th straight home win. So Everton are currently 6th. That is good. 22 points. Above Man United. So really good stuff by Everton here. And for Cardiff City, they are 18th with 8 points. Watford 0, Liverpool 3. Big win for Liverpool, man. They kind of clawed themselves back into the game. It was kind of level for, you know, a large part of it, but they clawed themselves back to pick up a big win, 3-0. They are still unbeaten so far this season, along with Man City, and they on 33 points in 2nd place. So Liverpool right behind us, 2 points behind us, still unbeaten. And the last match, Tottenham versus Chelsea, 3-1. Big result by Tottenham. I actually was going to predict Tottenham to win this game when I was going to make the video earlier today, but I figured, let me just relax, you know, while at work. You know, the radio be going off too much and I really can't concentrate, and I don't want, you know, I'll be rushing through the video and I can't give all the thoughts I want to actually put out there. So Tottenham, man, big win. Dele Alli, Harry Kane, Heung-min Son, I think, were the goal scorers in that game, defeating Chelsea 3-1 to give Chelsea their first loss this season. And Chelsea were actually the only team in the top 5 leagues in Europe to still be unbeaten, and Tottenham has broken that run. So hard luck, Maurizio Sarri. They actually dropped down to 4th now, 28 points. Tottenham go up to 3rd, 30 points. So even though they did not sign anyone, you know, in the last transfer window, they're still doing pretty good. So really good stuff by Tottenham Hotspur. So far, seems like we may have a title race this season. City 35 points. They just have clinched, you know, their survival, because around 40 points for survival. So City will survive. Even if they lose maybe, let's say, 20 more games, City will still not get relegated. So Chelsea seems like they're falling off a bit, but, you know, Liverpool are still right behind us. So, guys, I just wanted to share my thoughts on the game, man. You know, it's week after week, we just keep putting in these performances, and it's just amazing to watch this team play. It's like, You know, if you want to see entertaining football, if you want to see, you know, immaculate stuff, just tune into City matches. Liverpool matches are exciting to watch as well, but, you know, City's games are much better. So we will play Olympique Lyon next in the Champions League. It will be Tuesday. This Tuesday, it's an away match, and we will be looking to get our revenge for that, you know, 2-1 loss at home. I'm looking forward to that game. I will be watching that because I won't be at work late that day. But I'm expecting nothing but a win here. We should win. Memphis Depay is in good form right now. Ndombele, Fekir, all these guys are playing well. So it will be a challenge, but I think we will get over this Lyon hurdle. We already qualified for the round of 16 as well, I think. And we play Bournemouth next in the Premier League. So we will host Bournemouth next, and then we will play Watford, and then after that we have Chelsea. So some really good fixtures coming up. Challenging. Bournemouth has been playing well this season. So has Watford, and so has Chelsea and Olympique Lyon. So the next few games is a challenge, but I think, you know, we're going to do this. We're going to do this. Benjamin Mendy, Kevin De Bruyne out injured. I think Mangala injured as well. We have not seen Mangala this season. Claudio Bravo injured as well. You know, but all in all, the team has been doing really, really well with their replacements. Well, in case of Kevin De Bruyne. I did not see Bernardo Silva today. I don't know if he picked up a knock during the international break. But, you know, whoever goes out there to play, they always give their best, and City just seems to be coming out victorious every single time. Awesome stuff. 1 loss this season. 1 loss versus Lyon. But guys, that's my thoughts. West Ham, they gotta come better, man. Not a bad team at all, but I think they're still gelling under this new manager. How many games do you need to gel? As many as you can, you know. Not halfway yet through the season, so they have some good guys. Arnautovic, Felipe Anderson. I think Antonio needs to work on his end product, and they have a few good youngsters as well to work with. But all in all, they should survive the drop. I don't think West Ham are, you know, relegation candidates at all. But guys, I'm your boy Dominic Rich. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below if I missed any talking points. Raheem Sterling, my man of the match. This guy has been awesome so far this season. And guys, until next time, peace out. Rich Squad.